probably eat a little.
Oh,
Yeah, he's small. Did you lose it?
I put rosin on it. I know where it is.
hits the whole time.
It'd be a sound.
It would be different.
Respect, yeah. That's fun. I wonder what happened to mine. Do you have them?
Yeah,
Very glad I
of
do
course.
not.
Thanks for listening.
Last night we went to the Orchestra Iowa. They did Jurassic Park.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't see it. I saw they were doing it. I didn't go.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Was it awesome?
You almost forgot the orchestra was really
Yeah.
playing because you're into the movie. And my friend plays now. Diane Platt plays the
Oh,
cello,
yeah. Okay.
and she was at least enough I could see her. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But oh wow, they had to really play.
Yeah, that's a good score.
Yeah, it is.
When my sister was in college at Wartburg, they would do one concert would be a silent movie, and then they would play the music to the silent movie.
Michigan.
Yeah, that director's retired, so I doubt they've cut that up.
Modern music.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you for that beautiful opening. I'm Nick Kaplan, the grateful director of lifespan religious education here at UUS. My pronouns are they, them. It's wonderful to be with you all this morning. As we gather, we give thanks for this land and all who have cared for it over the centuries, particularly the Kickapoo, the Iowa, the Sauk and Meskwaki, and the Sioux nations. As people of many ages, genders, races, sexual orientations, classes, abilities, and health statuses, we know how important it is to come together as a radically welcoming spiritual community. Our faith expresses our core value of love through how we agree to be together and to support one another. And so, as we gather, we affirm that wherever any of us is in our life's journey, we are glad, and this community is glad, that you are here. If you need to use an app or device to help you engage with this worship service, we hope that you will do so. If you don't need your phone for accessibility reasons, please either turn it off or silence it. Thank you. As Unitarian Universalists, we are guided by the shared principles and sources of our living religious tradition. This morning, as we honor our ancestors and the ancestors we will become, we will celebrate and explore the inherent worth of each person and our interconnectedness to those who have come before and those who will come after us. Our call to worship this morning is written by Reverend Katie Romano Griffin. Come, let us enter this space of hope and community. Come, let us enter this space with our sorrows, our joys, our passion, and compassion. Come, let us enter this space with the stories of our ancestors, for their strength and wisdom beats in our hearts. Come into this space, present to the beloved companions who move beside us. Come into this space, mindful that together we are building a future for other generations. Come into this space and let us worship.
I'm over here today, making a little space for our awesome string quartet. I'm Alex Heatland. I'm the music director here. This is Xinhui. I'm kind of blocking her today, sorry. You may know her. Our first hymn is 1068. So if you picked up a green book on the way in, well, it's not green. You call it what you like. And so this is Rising Green, which we've done like once or twice before since I've been here. But I hope you'll join in singing it. So let's rise in body and spirit as we sing Rising Green. My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak, her sap doth run in my veins, boundless my soul like the open sky where the stars forever have lain. Where the stars, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold the weavings of time without end, my sight as deep as the sea. Beating my heart sounds the measures of old, that of love's eternity. that of loves, that of loves, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a distant sand. Winging my song is the wind of my breast, and my love blows over the land. And my love, and my love, and my love blows over the land. My foot carries days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to meet the new day. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Marcia Cheney, a worship associate and member of UUS. My pronouns are she, her. As Unitarian Universalists, we light a flame within a chalice as a symbol of sanctuary and safety, to unite us in our worship and to remind us of our ongoing search for the light of truth. This week, for our all ages service, we will again be using the words and gestures the children use in their religious education spaces. The words and gestures will appear on the screens. Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words as Reed lights our chalice. We are Unitarian Universalists with minds that think, hearts that love, and hands that are ready to serve. When we light our candle for justice and healing, we know that our liberation is bound up with every other person's liberation. We light this candle that we may not be numbed or lost to injustice and trauma, but rather find strength, courage, and love together to continue engaging with the struggles for liberation, justice, and healing. We light this candle to help us remind ourselves that together we are creating resilience and hope. Today, as we light this candle, we're particularly mindful of the victims of unprovoked attacks based on identity and ideology occurring across this country and throughout the world. I offer these words that are part of my daily practice. May you be safe. May you be free from tyranny. May you be free from violence and the threat of violence. May you be free from fear. May there be justice for you and those you love. I wish this for you every day, and I wish it today. As I light this candle, let's hold a time of silence to listen to our hearts and bodies, or perhaps to lift up prayers. Our focus today is on honoring our ancestors. Ancestors are the people whose passage through this world helped us become who we are today. Their influence shapes our bodies, our beliefs, and how we move through the world on a daily basis. We quite literally could not be who we are without them. They are responsible for the aha moments that open our hearts and change our minds, shaping how we think and what we think about. When we say ancestors, the first thing that comes to mind are the ancestors of blood. For most of us, these ancestors are easy to identify. They are the biological relatives who make up our family tree. They pass down the genetic information that determines the color of our eyes, hair, and skin, define our medical predispositions, and perhaps, if we are lucky, gift us with the athletic ability or perfect pitch. But there are other less well-known types of ancestors. One of those groups is ancestors of power. These are the people who guide our spiritual growth. They may be leaders of a faith tradition, spiritual teachers, or writers and artists who influence our beliefs about the hows and whys of life. Another type of ancestors are ancestors of spirit, or ancestors of affinity. These are the people who influence how we think and what we think is important. They include our friends and those we call family of choice. They could also be other people who influence the way we think as well, like writers, activists, environmentalists, and artists, or people with whom we have a shared interest or affinity. Finally, we have ancestors of place. These ancestors are tied to the lands that we now live on. They include those from indigenous populations who stewarded the earth for generations before the colonizers arrived, and all of the people who have lived, worked, and died here since that time. They also include spirits of the plants and animals that have returned to the land to nourish new growth. As we move through our service and through our memories today, I invite you to think of all of your ancestors, not just the genetic relations.
Good morning. My name is Peggy Garrigus, and I'm Director of Congregational and Community Engagement, and my pronouns are she and her. If you're newer to our community, we are glad that you are here. If you're here in person, your neighbor or a greeter in the atrium would probably love to tell you more about UUS and or give you a tour. If you're here online, there is a link to a visitor form in the YouTube notes below the video so we can connect with you. Our congregation is made up of many people and of many communities. We gather in many ways to learn, sing, laugh, share meals, try new things, and help repair our beautiful, broken world. Together, we create a community that nurtures us as we seek to live and love, seek to live love more fully and fiercely into this world. This morning, Julia Ottelhelm is here to share more about our memorial garden.
Good morning. My name's Julia Lorman Ottelhelm. I've been a member here for many years. And I have become involved in the memorial garden that is outside here. After almost 3 years in planning, research, and development, our UUS has a beautiful addition to its grounds. Our memorial garden is a designated spot to gather, to meditate, to honor, and celebrate our beloved members. Membership to this society allows each of us, if we choose, to have our cremated ashes buried or scattered here. This morning, there is a table in the fellowship hall where Memorial Garden team members Virginia Melroy and myself will be available to share printed information and an application for society members and friends. If you would like to have either of us meet with you or in a small group, or you to explain all of this, please stop by the table and leave us your information so that we can reach out and contact you directly. This morning, after our services, we will be interning Ricardo Sorrow out at the garden that's out here. You're welcome to join us. Thank you.
This coming week, a couple of ways we're living our values are by hosting trunk or treating this afternoon in our parking lot from 1 to 3 p.m., along with slightly haunted trails that will be going on. And if between now and then you would like to have some lunch, the youth are offering a pizza lunch from 11:30 to 12:30 in the fellowship hall. So I would invite you to stay for that if you like. It is a fundraiser, so they would definitely appreciate donations towards that lunch. We will also be having a Diwali celebration next Sunday evening, November 6th at 6 p.m. And there will be Indian food and sparklers. We do ask that you register, and there is a charge to attend that to cover the cost of the food and decorations. But there's sign-up sheet in the fellowship hall for that. If you'd like to know more about these and other programs, we hope you'll sign up for our weekly email or pick up a copy of the Connect Beyond Sunday Guide at the welcome table.
Good morning. I'd like to have you join me in our responsive reading by Sylvan Kamens and Rabbi Jack Reamer. I will ask you to say the italicized words at the end of each sentence or phrase. We remember them. At the rising sun and at its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us. We remember them. We remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For as long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. We remember them. For a long, long time, human beings have believed that at this time of year, in fall, the spirits of the dead are closer to the world of the living. Holidays recognizing this closeness between life and death have been celebrated in many different ways, in many traditions. Today, we're looking to the natural world to help us understand and celebrate the importance of our ancestors. Throughout the sanctuary, there are fall-colored leaves and writing utensils. I'd like to invite you to think about an ancestor, whether of blood, power, spirit, or place, who has died. Someone important in your life, maybe someone you never met, but whose life and legacy has impacted yours. Please take a few moments to honor your memories of those ancestors and write their names or draw a symbol to represent them on a fall-colored leaf. Or you can ask someone near you to write the name for you. If you are celebrating this service on YouTube, please feel free to add names to the comment section, and Peggy or Marcia will add their names to a leaf in the sanctuary for you. I will give you some time to reflect on your ancestors and to add them to the fall leaves. The leaves upon which you have written or are writing the names of your ancestors are symbols of their spirits. The spirits of our beloved dead are like leaves which have fallen from a tree. Which are like leaves which have fallen from a tree of life to make room for new leaves, our lives, our joys and pains, our growing. Like leaves which fall from a tree, they're not gone from the world. When a leaf falls from a tree, it falls to the ground and eventually becomes part of the earth again to nurture the tree. While Alex and Xinghui grace us with a beautiful rendition of The Road Home, I invite you to come forward and place these symbols at the roots of our tree here. If you do not wish to come forward, I invite you to pass your leaves to the aisle, and someone else will bring the leaves forward for you.
Tell me, where is the road I can call my own, that I left, that I lost so long ago? All these years I have wandered, oh, when will I know? There's a way, there's a road that will lead me home. After wind, after rain, when the dark is done, as I wake from a dream in the gold of day, through the air there's a calling from far away. There's a voice I can hear that will lead me home. Rise up, follow me, come away is the call. with the love in your heart as the only sound. There is no such beauty as where you belong. Rise up, follow me, I will lead you home.
How we give, what we do with our lives, our time, and our resources is a reflection of our values. In response to the abundance we are blessed with, every week this congregation donates generously to organizations in the community whose work aligns with our values and principles. In months with 5 Sundays, the 5th Sunday is designated to support a special cause or organization other than our normal monthly community partner. Our organization for this Sunday is the Common Fund. The Common Fund is a financial... This is wrong. Yeah, something happened wrong.
Sorry. I flipped the page. My fault.
Whoops. Here we go.
My fault.
To honor our ancestors means to choose to be aware that who we are now was influenced by them, and that how we choose to live now will influence those who come after us. And to honor our ancestors means to know that even though they have died, in our hearts and minds, they are present at every time of year. But how do we honor the ancestors we will become? How we choose to live will influence those who come after us. After service today, you will have a chance to create a green leaf or bud with a message. A thing you will do, a choice you will make, or a way you will live that will impact those who come after us. We are not ancestors yet, but we need to consider how we can live our lives with a focus on becoming good ancestors instead of dutiful descendants. You will be invited to place those green leaves and buds on our tree, knowing that someday they too will fall to the ground and nurture the tree in future generations. And now, how we give, what we do with our lives, our time, and our resources is a reflection of our values. In response to the abundance we are blessed with, every week this congregation donates generously to organizations in the community whose work aligns with our values and principles. In months with 5 Sundays, the 5th Sunday is designated to support a special cause or organization other than our normal monthly community partner. Our organization for this Sunday is the Common Fund. The Common Fund is a financial assistance program that was created by the Consultation of Religious Communities, a local network of social service agencies, advocacy groups, and of faith communities, including this congregation, who believe in the dignity of all persons and share a concern for the quality of life and well-being of individuals and families in Johnson County. Community, formerly the Crisis Center, administers the Common Fund through its Basic Needs program and provides emergency assistance to those facing crisis situations. In the sanctuary, the ushers will collect the offering. All cash contributions go directly to our community partner agency. You may also contribute by check to assist our community partner, contribute towards your pledge to our society, or contribute to the congregation to provide additional support for our operating expenses. Use the memo line to designate the purpose. Finally, you may give electronically by following the link shown on the screen, or you may set up automatic giving through Realm. The offering is a sign of commitment to this free congregation, which is completely supported by the generosity of all who join with us. As we give and receive the offering, May we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts.
Thank you again to our beautiful string quartet. Thank you. Nurturing gratitude and how we understand and express interdependence is part of how we live into our Unitarian Universalist faith. May what has been shared today help us more fully affirm our interconnection and live into love and justice. Immediately after service, we will have time for all to join in conversation and community. If you're online today, a link to our Zoom coffee hour room is being dropped into the chat. If you're in person, we gather in the fellowship hall and outside for conversation and all ages activities. As Julia mentioned, Ricardo's internment is after service in our beautiful memorial garden. We also have activities in our fellowship hall for all ages to participate in. including our ancestor tree that we mentioned, that Marcia mentioned to you just a little bit ago. If you are gathered for discussion, whether it's online or in the fellowship hall or outside, we encourage you to try our discussion question, which today is, how will you work to be a good ancestor? Now, to close our service today, we will sing Breaths.
Bonnie has some eggs up here by the rug if you would like an egg. Egg shakers. And if you have one, you can do something like this. Chugga, 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 chugga. Oh, why don't we stand as you're able and willing? Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath with the voice of the fire. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Okay, I hear me singing. Maybe we don't super know this song, but we can sing that part again. Let's sing that part again. Oh, it's tiny. All right, let's try it. Here we go. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Yeah, feeling better? I think we should do that one more time. Yeah? Okay, we're gonna do that one more time, Shinwei. Here we go. Ready? Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the fire. Oh. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Yeah, there's lots of words. Let's do a verse. Those who have died, here we go, and here we go. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the rustling trees, they are in the groaning woods, they are in the crying grass, they are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. Now you know this part. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ready for verse? Those who have died have never, never left. The dead have a pact with the living. They are in the woman's breast. They are in the wailing child. They are with us in our homes. They are with us in this crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Whoosh. Thank you.
You already said. Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again.
we all emerge from, dwell within, are transformed by, and called back to love. May your mind be humbled before this mystery. May your heart grow hopeful by it. May you be sustained by this love always.
Amen. Let it be so. 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 Amen. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Amen. Let it be so.
Stuck around.
No, I someone